What is happening, hobby friends? Warren D and the CLE here. Hey man, we're back here doing it once again. Um, this video, I got a couple VRs that I'm going to do today. One for at Rocket Rig J18. One for Darren over at Return to Collecting. Sorry, Darren. And another one for Commenting Collector. Just going to start with three. There's a lot of VRs I want to catch up on, guys, so you're probably going to see maybe a couple other short videos here, maybe coming up this week. Just going to try to find the time to get those out. Since it's NBA All-Star Weekend, it got me thinking about All-Star games. So I have one NBA thing. I don't do a lot of basketball. I mainly just Cavs stuff. And got a nice little surprise for the 81 All-Star game that was here in Cleveland. And then I'm just going to talk about, and some of this all ties in together, believe it or not. Mainly it's about patience and staying in my lane. Patience is very hard for me at times, and nobody knows that better than me, and especially my wife. Sometimes I want it now. I got to have it now. I want to do it now. And, I'm 50 years old, and I have trouble learning to do that. And I think it's done me a lot of good to remember to not get into the situation I was in before financially. Just be smart about what you're doing and what I'm buying, and just remaining patient. And that's going to be one of my pickups this week, believe it or not. I keep saying, man, I got to quit spending money for Strongsville and the National. But a card came up on eBay. I didn't even have it saved in my safe searches. They just don't come up for sale very often, and especially one that I want. And they're out there, and some of them go for big money. But when we get there, I'll show you. So staying in my lane, I see all these fantastic collections out there, guys. And yeah, sometimes there's a little bit of envy there and a little bit of, man, I wish I had that, or I'd love to have that card. And I got to tell myself, hey, man, I got a pretty damn nice collection myself. And other people have told me that, and I've heard it from them. Man, I wish I had some of the stuff you had, and some of it just came from being patient. But I've also was doing this for a long time, and even after I got out of the hobby, I still had a clue of what I had. But it's just kind of nice to know that, hey, I'm okay being where I'm at. I don't have the money to buy a $3,000 card or things like that, but someday I might. You never know. I still plan on being here for a while, knock on wood. I don't plan on going anywhere as of now. So, with that being said, I'm going to start with Rocket Rick J18. He's got crazy collection. I like his personality. So that he wanted us to show a card or cards that you were inspired to buy by somebody. And pretty nice, actually. Unfortunately, I don't even think this channel exists anymore. I think it pops up. But Junk Wax Investor used to do some great just countdown videos and bonus cards. So in his bonus cards in one of the videos, he had these 1994 Nabisco autograph cards. And I'm like, I never knew those existed. I'm like, unbelievable. I'm like, I have to have them. So I did some searching. So I picked up a Jim Palmer. I mean, come on, Hall of Famer, man. They're all Hall of Famers, guys. Duke Snyder. I always like Duke's signature, man. These guys could sign cards. Most of the folks nowadays, how do you know if it's real or not? I just don't get it. I prefer to see good signatures. This one was a little more expensive than one, Bob Gibson. And I'm okay that they're in Nabisco. These don't go for as much as other ones. I don't care. They're real. They're legit. They have a little certificate of authenticity from that on the back. So, and obviously there's that. And then a nice Frank Robinson. Still one of the most undersung guys in all of the hobby, period. Just my opinion. So, there you go, Rick. But yeah, I was like, yep, never seen him. Got to fight him. And once I saw the pricing on them, I was like, whoa. So that's why I got 4. And that was a while back. So for commenting collector, he wanted us to show unopened packs, preferably 1987 or earlier. And I don't have a lot of packs unopened from any before that, but I do have one rack pack I'm going to show, and another one that's unadulterated, and it's very tempting to want to cut these cards out, but you'll see what I'm getting at here in a second. So here we go. Coming in collector. So 1987 Topps rack pack. It's awesome. I love it. And I love it because I'm a Will Clark guy, and there's a Will Clark rookie sitting right on top. And I love it. It's got nobody significant on the back. Steve Bedrosian, Frank Tanata, Kevin Gross. There could be a Bonds in here. That's okay. I got like 25 Bonds, 87, so that's fine with me. But I love it because it has the Will Clark on top, so that's great. So the other item I have is this really beautiful example, 1981 All-Star Game program. And it is one of the nicest examples I've seen. Now, I understand it's not that old. But what I love about it is all of the cards are in it. Of all the All-Star starters and reserves for both. This is the American League. A lot of times you'll see the cards are ripped out of these. But these are all intact, guys. All intact. Sorry, it's these big items are kind of hard to show on the camera sometimes, but yeah, they're out there. You see the cards out there, and they grade them and all that stuff, and obviously they're going to be hand cut. I don't want to touch it. I like it just like it is. If I want certain players, I'll just go buy them. Probably find them in a $1 box or a $5 box, depending on who it is. But just a really cool piece. And since it's All-Star Weekend, but it's albeit NBA, I like it. But just another cool to go along with that item, since I'm already showing it, I'll talk about it. Because you guys know I like the oddball stuff. So 1981 All-Star Game ballot. This is how we used to do it back in the day. We didn't do it on our phone. You'd do it and drop it in a box at the stadium, and then they would scan them. You'd fill it in, all the little boxes, whoever you wanted. It was great. It's not marked. It's mint condition. I mean, there's nothing wrong with this thing at all. But it's a cool piece to go along with it. But the really nice oddball thing I got is a dinner invitation. And that's one of my favorite logos for any of the All-Star games, because it's got Tower City in the background, and the old stadium, and the municipal stadium in there too. But so this says, the Commissioner of Baseball and the Cleveland Indians cordially invite you to an Epicurean delight. Monday, July 13th, 1981, Stouffer's Inn on the Square, Grand Ballroom level, 6 p.m. to ? Somebody's partying hard that night. And these are, probably VIPs and dignitaries and some media. We're probably giving these. And it says, this invitation admits one. So, oops, if I can grab it here, I'll be all right. So there's the inside. See if you can, might be a little blurry, but just a couple neat pieces there, guys. Really cool. So there you go, commenting collector. Hopefully that fit the bill. I hope so. I really like your stuff. I like your style. You seem such a laid back guy, and I'm really starting to dig it. And I love Star Wars, so you hit me on a bunch of things. So great stuff there. Then for Darren over at Return to Collecting, he wanted us to name 3 channels that have under 200 subscribers, and then show 2 of our favorite cards and tell why. Darren, I'd like to be entered into the vintage for the I can't remember the name of the card now. I got a lot on my mind today, guys. I got some crazy news. But anyway. So that being said, and I'm going to leave the links in the hyperlinks in the description, my description below. So Tom over at Collector, Not Hoarder. I love his vast collection. He does a lot of non-sports, and I appreciate all that. I love looking at stuff and seeing how other people collect, but he just seems like a really cool guy, and I just enjoy the way he collects, and his videos are nice. Keeps them pretty short, and that's pretty nice. And there's a lot of videos to watch and a lot of subscriptions, so I try to spread myself out the best I can. The other one is Brian over at Hodges 1455. Same thing. Seems like a great guy. Starting to notice more. He's commenting in some live streams. We were doing that last night with the Four Collectors guys, or Dylan, Adam, and Orlando had a little live stream last night. Pretty cool stuff. Just really nice collection, man. Just enjoy that. But, support these guys. And some of these guys I've been mentioned a few times, and I can't thank you guys enough for doing that. I'm glad you're digging what I'm doing. It really means a lot to me. This is a blast. It's fun. My last one is Craig over at Pastor Craig's Cards. And I'm just starting to really get into watching him. And I love his collection. And we have a lot of very similar interests and player interests. And I think that's why I'm really into it. And I just really enjoy what they're doing. All three of these guys. So check them out. I'll put the hyperlinks down below in the description, guys. So that being said, two of my favorite cards. So here's a 1966 Roger Maris. Don't worry, guys. This is a different kind of screw down. It's indented. It's not being pressed. But I'm not taking it out. It's in there because I don't want anything to happen to it. This card will never get graded. It's just the way it is for me. My father gave me this, and he'll be watching this like, man, you're making me sound like I'm dead. No, it's one of the first vintage cards that he gave me and told me the stories about, 61 and Maris, and that really kind of set me on that role of, hey, I want to collect Maris cards and really get some more at some point. And I have a few, and I have some cool oddball stuff too. So, and I'll be showing those at some point. I got to have something for videos, guys. So, just cool stuff. So, 1966 Maris. That's why. This other one, as you guys know, I'm a Will Clark guy. Yep. 1992 Donruss Elite. Numbered to 10,000. And yes, for some of you guys that don't know, 10,000 back in 92. It's a pretty hard pull. It's one of my favorites, one, because it's Will Clark, and two, I pack pulled this really not that long ago. I almost lost my mind. I couldn't tell you how many packs in 92 Donruss I've opened up over the years, especially back in the day. And to get one, I was like, what? I'm still almost speechless. I can't believe that I pack pulled this card. And I finally had it, and I wanted it graded and slabbed, and I think it looks fantastic in the SGC. Just, there you go. I love it. One more, I'm going to just do a pickup. As I mentioned, I had to be patient, but it showed up, and I'm like, I have to bid on this card. I have to make an effort to get this card. And if I didn't, I was going to be mad, because I've lost out on them over the years. And some of these go for pretty big money. So this is a 1996. I should put it, there we go. 1996 Pinnacle Skylines. Albert Bell. The Skylines are very tough pulls. They were only in Series 2. Now, this is my understanding of what I'm reading from Beckett, too. Series 2 magazine packs, I'm not sure what those are. So if you know, please comment. Let me know down below. 1 in 29 packs, and then they were not released, in my opinion. Not my opinion, or what I read and tried to look up on Trading Card Database, Baseball Cardpedia. I couldn't find a lot of stuff on like insertion rates, but they were not in hobby or retail packs. So that makes them even harder to pull. But just a beautiful card. So happy to have it. I got it I was willing to pay for what I got it for. And there's two other ones I'm looking for. Manny Ramirez, they come up, but still I don't see a lot. A Will Clark, I think it was a 9, just sold recently, and I tried, and I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not getting this. $420, I think. I think Griffey goes in the $600 range. So pretty tough pulls, great pull. Love this card. I'm so happy to own this. I'm not calling it a grail card, but let's just call it a needle in a haystack card. So love that card, guys. Hey, be patient. Stay in your lane. I think I'm finally learning now that just be patient. Good things come to those who wait. And I forget that sometimes. And that being said, guys, as I always say, man, be good to each other out there. Stay positive. Enjoy collecting. We'll see you next time.